Now, it's the Bombshell book that's making headlines. Katie Nicholl's The New Royals is out next week, offering a behind-the-scenes look at the family and the challenges ahead for the monarchy. And she joins us this morning. Oh, Katie, it is extraordinary, and extraordinary timing, actually, because this book has been, it's been playing along for several years, and obviously ready to go just before the Queen passed away.
Well, it was written over the course of about a year, and obviously with the twilight of the Queen's reign being very much in mind. So I wanted it to be Queen Elizabeth's legacy because her legacy is so remarkable. And of course, the new royals. What is the monarchy going to look like under King Charles III? Of course, that promise of the next generation with the Cambridges, well, as they are now, the Waleses. And so I really wanted it to be a sort of book that looked at all of that. So it was an enormous undertaking. Previously, all my books have been biographies about, one member of the royal family. So it was quite a daunting task, but I think you come away with a really good understanding of not just the Queen's reign, but what the future looks like. And it's a very positive future, I think, for the future of the royal family.
Well, obviously, with the Queen passing, it's created a shift in dynamics and relationships, roles. But you do believe that Charles and certainly William have become really closer than ever, in fact.
I think they absolutely have. I think that's a combination of things. I think Megxit inevitably brought these two closer. And I think, with Charles preparing for his reign, and, one of the things I say in the book is that he sort of already has the first 5-year plan in place, ready to go. And I think now that the royal mourning period is over, we're going to see him really hit the ground running and really impress us with what he's going to do as king. But what I thought was so interesting, having done the book on William and Harry back in 2010, when it was apparent that there were some tensions in the relationship between father and son, was just how close they are now. They holiday together, they speak on the phone, I'm told, almost every day. And I think what's so reassuring when you look at the future of the monarchy is that they're on the same page. They're absolutely aligned in what has to happen next.
Yeah, and there's a lot of talk about how they live their life. And behind closed doors, with cake cooking and cooking and eating and dining and entertaining in the kitchen, which the Queen found baffling, I believe.
Well, the Queen found it baffling that they never hired a nanny in the first instance, because William and Kate wanted to be hands-on parents, and they are very hands-on parents. I mean, even today, the whole sort of school routine is very much their priority. And if William or Kate can sort of make it work in their schedule so they can do the school run, that is their priority. They're incredibly normal and down to earth in that respect.
But that makes it much more kind of acceptable for us to take on board as well.
Well, I think
it
makes them more relatable. And, so I think a generational thing, the Queen couldn't understand that they didn't have a night nurse and a nanny in the first instance. Why Kate would cook tea when, of course, she had a housekeeper and a kitchen just for staff. But they want to make the tea. They want to be there for all of those important moments throughout the day for their children. And I think one of the wonderful things, and I hope this comes across in the book, is how they're sort of raising their children with this clearly awareness of who they are. We know that George is going to be a future king. He knows that. In Charlotte, we've got the spare, so that whole repeat role of the heir and the spare. But they're also having this wonderfully normal life as well. And I think, that is a great credit to William and Kate and to their parenting.
And so important to give them the foundation to go on to do the jobs that we're now talking about. Meghan and Harry, obviously, been in our headlines for how many months now and years. And it was interesting in the book how you noted how Harry was almost morbidly obsessed with trying to protect Archie's birth, wanted to keep him sort of almost secret for that early stage. Why was that,
well,
do you think?
I think anyone can understand that desire to have complete privacy, and that has to be absolutely respected. But I think there is also a sort of an unwritten contract that when you're a member of the royal family, particularly as senior as Harry was then, and the way that the people had gotten behind their engagement and then their wedding day and the excitement at the arrival of a new baby. And, Harry wanted to keep it very below the radar, and we didn't even find out about the actual, that there was a baby until after the birth. There was no hospital steps appearance. And so I explore in the book why they wanted to do that. And, it's done in I think it's pretty balanced, but, there's both sides for people to read. And, of course, as you say, Christine, the Sussexes are a story that just continue to generate headlines. Prince Harry's got his own autobiography coming out, we understand, in just
we talk about bombshells, and I'm guessing it's going to be up there with that.
Yes.
Prince Andrew as well, Katie, and just extraordinary little anecdotes in there about Andrew and what life was like, and indeed for Prince Charles's birthday recently, where it happened at the palace, but yet and Andrew was in residence but didn't get invited to the party.
Yeah.
What is the future, do you think, for Prince Andrew, and indeed how he is now, because the Queen did feel like she was protecting him, I feel, to some extent.
Well, I think she was, and one of the things that I write about in the book, and, you know, I had sources very close to the Queen who spoke to me, was that she asked Andrew what had happened. She put him on the spot about those allegations. He assured her that he was innocent. And as a mother, as well as the Queen, she did stand by Andrew until the end. Now, what's going to happen now is interesting. Of course, we've seen Andrew very much a key part in the funeral and the royal mourning period, but I don't think we're going to see much of him, if anything, now. You know, Prince Charles is focused on the future of the royal family, his reign. He's not going to want it affected by any scandals, past or present. You know, I think there's going to be a real streamlining that we will see now played out in real time.
Yeah, I mean, they've all been entered into this world with a huge spotlight on them at all times. We've been talking about the Crown in recent times, of course, as well, and that's entering into that phase of King Charles's life, where
and you talk
a
about
time that he probably doesn't want to. Again, it's time, and a
is.
period that he probably doesn't want to reflect on. But we're all going to be talking about it.
Well, I mean, we'll all be watching it. We'll all be talking about it. I mean, full credit to these two, and particularly the Duchess, who's got a wonderful sense of humour. And they did watch the last series. I think the King stopped watching it at a point, but the Duchess watched it and took it, as I think we all ought to, with a pinch of salt. Whether they'll be watching the latest series, I suspect not.
Yeah, I'm guessing your sources and indeed the family members and everybody else that you spoke to, Katie, for this book will have facts for you. But it's such interesting times for them, and it leads to additions to the book, I guess, as well for you.
It will be updated. Absolutely.
It will be updated. Thank you so much, Katie. As always, it's lovely to see you. And Katie's book, The New Royals, is out next Tuesday. You definitely have lots of information to continue with.
Don't forget, you can watch full episodes of Lorraine on the ITV Hub, and all the best clips, compilations and playlists right here on our channel. Just subscribe now and you'll never miss an upload. Click here to watch another video similar to this one, or click here to head to our channel's homepage to explore all of our exciting videos.